What's going on, people, and welcome to probably the most important video that I've uploaded to my channel to date. We're going to talk about EQ. Now, EQ is a very powerful tool. It's a very important tool when mixing, which is why it's very easy to get wrong. And EQing can really fuck your mix up. Whenever I hear a bad mix, it's not a bad mix because, it lacks depth or whatever. It's a bad mix because it's been EQ'd poorly. So I'm going to show you how to not make some of the very, very common mistakes with EQing, and hopefully it can be an aha moment for a lot of you that's going to change the way you mix and change the way you EQ. But first, if you're interested in getting 50% off of a mix by me, then you need to hit the link above me now to my previous video where I talk about how you can get 50% off. So hit that link and let's get to this mix.
Guess this was just a summer flame. Guess this was just another thing I need to let go of, set go with the flow, love, but we built with no trust. And
all right, it's something different. It's not drill, not everyday drill. Little R&B thing. This is Carmen. This is called July by Carmen Marie, and it's unmixed, as you can hear. Now, my first thought when listening to this is I need to clean up the bottom end and I need to add some brightness, add some presence to this vocal. Now, a lot of us, our first instinct is to pull up an EQ and do something like this. A cut around 100, 200, and a boost at the top end like this. And maybe even a little roll off on the low end. And I know this. Not because I'm psychic, but I know this because every single EQ plugin out there has a preset that looks like this, called vocal or something like that. And to prove it, look, low cut, high boost. But we're not novices around here. Maybe some of you man that aren't subscribed to the channel, but my subscribers, the man them, we're not novices. So we know that just doing a low cut in the low mids or the low frequencies is enough to make the vocal sound brighter on its own without adding the high frequencies. All right, and to prove it, I'm gonna do a little test here.
guess this was just a summer flame. Guess this was just another thing I need to let go of, set go with the flow, love, but we built with no trust. And now your eyes are on.
Obviously, it's a very, very extreme cut, but you can hear undeniably it's gotten brighter without me having to touch the high end at all. So let's refine this a little bit.
Guess this was just a summer flame. Guess this was just another thing I need to let go of, set go with the flow, love, but we built with no trust.
All right, sounding brighter. Now let's add some compression just to open it up a little bit.
Guess this was just a summer flame. Guess this was just another thing I need to let go of, set go with the flow, love, but we built with no trust. Guess this was just a summer flame.
As you can hear, it's gotten brighter and I've not had to do any high boosts. So when we start doing high boosts and stuff, that's when it starts getting harsh because you've already made it brighter by doing the low cuts, and then you're boosting the highs and probably boosting the level as well when you're compressing, leaving you with a thin, brittle sounding, crisp vocal that's just not what you want at all. So you're probably thinking now, okay, you've done this big cut in the low end. Now it's sounding a little bit like it's missing that body that we need in our track. And you're right. So what we're going to do to fix that is we're going to duplicate our track. And we're going to add another compressor on this. Use the R compressor because I know everyone's got that. Let's do something like this, just real quick.
Guess this was just a summer flame. Guess this was just another thing I need to let go of, set go with the flow, love, but we built with no trust. Guess this was just a summer flame. Guess this was just another thing I need to let go of, set go with the flow, love, but we built with no trust. And now your eyes.
So now we've got some body back in the vocals sound present. We could even add now a little bit of reverb, a nice bright reverb to bring out the brightness in the vocal even more and make it sound a little bit more interesting.
Guess this was just a summer flame. Guess this was just another thing I need to let go.
We're gonna EQ the reverb so it's super, super bright.
Guess this was just a summer flame. Guess this was just another thing I need to let go of, set go with the flow, love, but we built with no trust.
I even want to do another little cut here.
Guess this was just a summer flame. Guess this was just another thing.
There's just a little bit of ringing.
Guess this was just a summer flame. Guess this was just another thing I need to let go of, set go with the flow, love, but we built with no.
And as you can hear, the vocal sounds nice, round, it's got body, it's got presence, all without doing any high boosting. Now, here is my challenge to you guys. For the next month, whether you're a producer, whether you're a mix engineer, try doing all of your mixes without adding any EQ, only doing reductive EQ, and of course, compression, all the other stuff, but only doing reductive EQ. Now, if you're still like, oh my gosh, I just can't help it, I need to EQ this vocal, it just still doesn't sound right, then instead of doing an EQ on the actual vocal, do an EQ on the entire track. So my all bus here, which is basically my mix bus, I'm gonna add a Pro Q2 to that.
Guess this was just a summer flame. Guess this was just another thing I need to let go of, set go with the flow, love, but we built with no trust. And now your eyes are wandering.
So when it comes to EQing on your master fader or anything like that, make sure you're just doing 1 to 2 decibels max. You don't want to start doing 3, 4 decibels or anything like that because it's too much. And let's listen back.
Guess this was just a summer flame. Guess this was just another thing I need to let go of, set go with the flow, love, but we built with no trust. And now your eyes are wandering.
Boom. We've only used, what, 2, 3, or 4 plugins, and it's sounding great. It's a great, great start. Obviously, there's still a lot of mixing to be done, but we're at a good starting point where the vocal is nice and bright and present, but it's not harsh. So the only thing we have to do now is just, finish it off and make it sound shiny, make it sound good and complete. But in general, I think it's a great start. And I think this is the proper way to EQ. This is my opinion, of course. But if you disagree with me, leave me a comment in the comment section below. If you found this video useful, which I'm sure a lot of you have, please leave me a like. If you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe. And I'll catch you guys next week. Peace.